What's going on, guys? Sergeant Galaxy, aka Sergeant Galaxia, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Some COD here and there, but I figure I'd throw back to some Yu-Gi-Oh talk. So, what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about probably one of the best side deck cards for Prophecies since, I don't know what. Prophecies have generic shit. This is good. This is a good side deck card. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it is called Secret Sanctuary of the Spellcasters. And first I'll read it and then I'll go into why I think it's good and how it can be applicable. When a monster, except a spellcaster, is normal or special to your opponent's side of the field while you control another face-up spell card and your opponent does not control any face-up spell cards, that monster cannot attack or activate its effects this turn. This applies even if the card leaves the field. If you do not control any spellcaster type monsters, destroy this card. So basically, what you probably would be thinking of is this card would be the absolute butteriest combo with Secret Village, and it completely is. It's absolutely amazing with Secret Village. I actually have another deck that basically runs 3 Village and 3 Sanctuary, and it's so buttery. But anyway, um, why, I guess I'll just describe. Most of you would probably want this, like, I need this in the main so bad, but it's not good in the main. I'll give you some pretty easy examples. Dragon's Ravine is kind of a thing, which would, if you were thinking about targeting your tower, there is a kind of a big field spell war going on, and you would get so scraped so quick. And so that wouldn't be anything. Boojins play Kaiser. Um, what else? What else? It would be terrible. Oh my god, this would be so bad in the mirror. You would get pooped on if you ran this against the mirror, because you would just be looking at your hand and you're like, well, I suck at Yu-Gi-Oh! And what else? Just random stuff. Zombies with the field spell. Medulches with Ticket and their field spell. You could use it against Evil Swarms, but you're having more decks that it would be bad in as opposed to good decks. But it destroys Mermails though. Oh my god, it destroys them. But anyway, um, how this would be good in the side. Like I said, it's really good against Mermails. This deck really has a problem with Mermails from what I've seen. Every time I played a Mermail player, I always just get my shit pushed in with Marksman. It just happens every time. I don't know how they get the Marksman every time, but they do. It always just destroys my shit. But this is really good. And why you probably saw the skill drain in comparison with the skill drain, right? Where basically the effects of all face-up monsters on the field are negated. What Prophecies kind of had an issue with, well, I mean, and a lot of decks have an issue with, is negating stuff that when it's normal summon or special summon, like those conditions, you can't, like Veil, or you can't Fiendish Chain. But this one you can, and I believe you can. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 99% sure that you can't, because this one is you can't even activate them with skill drain. That's why I kind of compared it with skill drain, is because with skill drain, just effects are negated, but at the end, but their effects can still be activated. So you can pay, like say for if we're going back to Mermails, they can still pay costs with like Pike or like all that random jank fish bullshit. They can still activate them. They get cost, and that's still really good. But this one, they can't even activate their effects. It's ridiculous, and they can't attack. It's so broken against Mermails. Um, but I guess another point to make is, granted, this is good to combo with Grand Spellbook Tower, but it's kind of bad to do it due to the fact that people run MSTs, people run a lot of removal, and like I said before, this is a really big, heavy field spell war format, and your tower is going to get destroyed, and this card is going to lose all of its conditions that it needs to work. So what I would combo it with is Kaiser Coliseum, and Kaiser Coliseum is very good within Prophecies because you only have what, like, your end play is usually, if you play, depending on what build you play. If you play the world build, you're going to either have a world or high priestess. If you play Kaiku Turbo, I hate dragons, you're going to have a Kaiku on board with potentially a priestess, or you'd probably most likely just leave Kaiku on. what else? What other ones? There's just a bunch of like weird ones, but the one that I run is the world build, which I think is really so it's really your best bet. But you only have one monster on a board at a time. You barely spam. This deck never spams. Are you kidding me? Having Kaiser Coliseum with this card, can you make the formation of my people the scoop? They just scoop up and they just go into game 2 or 3. Well, it'd be game 3 because you're siding. So yeah, that's why I think this card is definitely a nice refresher for the side deck in Prophecies. Just definitely be prepared for this because, like I said, there's a very few decks that play continuous spells or field spells or Eclipse, I guess too. This would kind of be butt against Noble Knights, but yeah, it's definitely a good side deck card. It addresses the majority of like really powerhouse decks, especially primarily mermails and dragons. With because I mean you can combat their stuff, and I don't know. You can play with it around, but this is what I'm thinking. It basically just Kaiser or Tower, and this card is just game. It just you auto win against mermails, I think, with this if you draw one of those. So I'm sorry it was probably a little bit long, but this is a card that's gonna probably I'd hope it'd see a lot of play. I'm gonna try it. I think it's really good against a lot of certain side deck cards. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like this idea, maybe how I didn't explain it right, but I think I explained everything pretty well. But that's it for me. I look really under the influence, but I'm not. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna be doing some more Call of Duty videos. You guys are probably have been seeing. I'm gonna be doing some more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff as well. I've literally stayed up for like 3 hours trying to figure out my prophecy build. I didn't like it originally. Well, obviously I love prophecies, but some of the builds I had were just a little bit inconsistent, and I've kind of refocusing, and this is one of the things that I was trying to refocus with. So leave a comment down below if you liked it, if you want to leave some suggestions or other cool side deck cards for prophecies, or just any other random jank you want to mention. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because I got a lot of random videos. I'm sure I can address pretty much every audience that there is within this little nerd community. And that's it for me, guys. So I'm going to say see you later, Space Cowboy.